My name is Nolan Roquet, and I'm 21 years old. I was diagnosed with cancer when I was 18, 3 days before my 19th birthday. The doctors guess that I have about a 14% chance of living more than 5 years. Osteosarcoma is a type of bone cancer that builds bone, and so in me it's building bone in my lungs where there shouldn't be bone, obviously. When I first heard the diagnosis, I was more surprised than scared or shocked. I remember the doctor telling me that I had bone cancer, and I just asked him, "What? Like, that doesn't make sense." After the diagnosis, things definitely changed. I noticed that my parents were definitely more visibly affectionate towards me and my brothers, but things were also a little bit more somber as well around the house.
I'm Sandy Roquet, and I am Nolan's mom. I remember the first time that I realized was when Nolan and I were in the Barnes & Noble between tests, and I just started going through the words and looking them up in the medical dictionary, and sure enough, that's when we found out it was osteosarcoma. So that was the first moment. I was kind of sitting in the middle of an aisle in Barnes & Noble and just started crying. And that was where I just felt like, oh my gosh, we're going to be on a journey. I don't know what's going to happen here, but we're going to be on this long journey, and I didn't want him to know about it right away.
My name's Kyle Roquet, and I'm Nolan's dad. Well, Nolan is just by nature a very happy person, very good-natured. You know, before he lost his leg, we're ski buddies. I mean, we did a lot of skiing. In fact, he went on and joined a ski club at school and did things like that. So we got a lot of joy in that kind of recreation together, because it seemed like the two of us ended up doing a lot of that together. You start with an emotion that's, oh boy, how did this happen? That doesn't mean that you don't feel pain, and you do. You feel loss. I mean, I lost a guy that skied with me all the time, but I gained a much more intimate relationship with Nolan, where we talked a lot more. We talked about what we're going through, and so I've learned a lot more about Nolan, and I would imagine he's learned a lot more about me through that process.
Before cancer, it was all about what I was doing in school, in work, my plans for the future. One of the most important aspects of my life is my faith. And so when talking about cancer all the time, I found it really hard to have conversations about the things that were important to me besides cancer, like my faith. And I had to learn how to share about myself beyond my cancer. Having cancer has also been a big challenge to my faith. I've had to rethink and restudy a lot of the things that I had taken for granted before. And I think I've come out stronger for that, but it was also a very hard process. And it's a continual process. I'm not perfect. But it's been a refining process. Difficult, but good. Helpful.
I would love to get the word out there that these kids are really suffering from this type of cancer, and there really isn't anything out there right now to cure it.